All right, hello friends, and welcome back to another vlog on my channel. It is like 10:30, Tuesday, November 12th. I don't usually say the date and time in these videos, but it just felt right right now. I woke up about 30 minutes ago, so always good. And today I think the plans are to read a little bit of my library book before I have to record things for my gaming channel. Oh no, tonight I need to edit videos. I'll read a little bit of my library book before I edit some videos for my gaming channel. We're currently reading The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King by Carissa Broadbent, the second book in the Crowns of Nyaxia series. I'm not that far into it, and I'm not sure if I'm going to finish it. Like, I'm 50 pages in, and I'm already thinking, I don't know. I really liked the first book, The Serpent and the Wings of Night. Really enjoyed it. 5-star read. I read the entire thing in one day, which is like 600 pages, so quite a lot. And I was really excited to get into the sequel, but this just isn't going the way that I wanted it to. I mean, it does make sense after the events of the first book that our main character, Araya, is a little sad. She's having a little moment, but I don't like it when characters are sad, so I'm kind of like, it's not exactly what I wanted to happen. And that's okay. She can have her own moment. It's just, I'm not sure. I'll read a little bit more until I decide, see how it goes, because I am only like 50 pages into it. I feel weird recording while editing videos, or even like recording while recording the video game videos, because you're just watching me stare at a screen. I know I've said that before in vlogs, but I still I don't really like it, but I did want you to know that I edited some videos. I edited like 1.5. It was almost 2. It would have been 2. If not for the fact that the final Portal Stories Mel episode is 1.5 hours long. So I still have the final half hour to edit, and then that will be up. It's getting a little bit scary because I recently didn't focus as much as I should on the video game channel. I used to have quite a long backlog of videos, and now I don't. Like, I was so happy I'm gonna be so productive tonight and I'm gonna get these videos up, and then I got one up, and it's the one that's like not tomorrow's video but the next day video. I just really want to have a backlog again. I need to really focus, sit down for a day, record and edit, and just really all day on the computer, but I don't think anytime soon. Maybe next week. It's super cold tonight though. Like, I do not understand. I was just checking the weather to be like, what temperature is it? And it's 58. Like, it should be colder. It feels like it's colder. I put on my thermal leggings, and even then, like, through those, I'm like, ugh. It's a little bit cold. I also really need to focus on reading, because as of tomorrow, I'll have 5 days to read 2 books in. And it's getting a little bit close, but I also simultaneously feel like I can do it. I started this book today on page 50, and I'm currently on page 208. So I read 150 pages, and this is 500, 600 pages total. So I feel like it's possible. It's just getting a little bit closer than I would like. I feel like everything in my life right now is possible. It's just a little bit closer than I would like. Oh boy. I really need to like get productive, get my stuff, get my shit in gear, get my stuff in order, whatever. I hope you can't hear the sound of my computer in the background, because as I've said before, the fans are really loud. So hopefully, but if you can and you hear just a little bit of like grossness in the background of this clip, it's because my computer's currently on. I usually don't record if it's on, but you know. I really need to figure out cold weather things, because I just checked, it's 59 outside. And my fingers and toes are so cold. I'm like, should I buy slippers? I'm like thinking about it. Like, I was wearing gloves a little bit, but then the problem is I can't really do anything with gloves on because I just don't have that mobility. So then I take it off to do something and then my fingers are cold. It's rough here. Oh my goodness. But today I actually found some free time to be editing videos, so I've been doing that all day. I have a couple things I need to record for one of the videos to be finished, and I'm currently uploading the vlog clips from last vlog to my computer, so that will take a little bit of time, and then I can start working on that. In between, I've been working on the leaf garland, I guess we'll call it, though making slow progress. I also should be reading my book because, like I said, we're getting a little bit close, but I don't know, it's like I can either choose to read or I can choose to work on the video game stuff, but I can't do them both at the same time, obviously, or really it feels like I can't do them both in the same day, and it is a struggle. It's a struggle to do things. Okay, a few quick little updates. How do I feel about this camera angle? I was watching some vlogs and I saw somebody else do it and I was like, I kind of like it though, when other people do it. So we'll see whether or not that I like it. But today I've mostly been reading up here somewhere. I put the Ashes in the Star-Cursed King. I read 300 pages so far. I don't even know what page I started on. I only have 170, I think, more pages left until I'm done with that. I'm getting into a part, like, okay, so technically speaking, I haven't really been enjoying a lot of this book. It's okay. But it's just very sad because we are dealing with the fallout and the grief from the end of the last book, which I won't say what happens just in case you're interested in reading The Serpent and the Wings of Night. But we're dealing with a lot of the main character's grief after that, so we have a lot of like just sad, depressed moments. And then a lot of this is dealing with more like war. And so it's a lot of conflict, and I'm not the biggest fan of conflict in books, so it's been kind of ugh. I want to stick with it, but also simultaneously we're about to get into like the big battle, and I'm like, I just kind of don't want to read it. But I've been doing that all day. I'm planning tonight, so the past couple of days, yesterday and the day before, I was editing a lot of videos and then recording a lot, and just really getting some good productivity on the video game channel. And tonight I'm kind of thinking of taking a break. I could, technically speaking, sit there at my computer and edit some more videos. But I kind of don't want to, so I'm thinking of saving it for tomorrow, giving myself a little bit of a break. I just remembered that I need to take my trash out. I was supposed to do that. I was supposed to do that earlier. Oh no. Now it's a little bit too late, but I might be able to squeeze it in. And then another thing tonight is, so recently, the past week or two or so, I've had an eczema breakout on my eyelid. I don't know if you guys have like noticed it, because it's such a small area that, I don't know, I don't think it's very noticeable, but if you've seen me in videos over the past week or two kind of rubbing at or scratching my eyelid, it's because I have an eczema outbreak there. And I usually only get eczema on the back of my hands. Right now they're clean. My other hand is holding the camera, hold on. But recently I've gotten it on my eyelid, and the problem is I can't use my medicine for eczema on my eyelid because it's such a thin layer of skin that they say that if you do that you can go blind or you can get glaucoma or something. But simultaneously there isn't really anything else that I can do, so I've just been kind of living with it. But tonight I had the idea, I was like, oh my god, so my biggest problem is I need to get some moisture in it, right? I need to like moisturize. Don't really want to put lotion on my eyelid because what if it gets into my eyeball? But I am a very naturally greasy person, very naturally oily person. I look like a drowned rat after 24 hours if I don't take a shower. And so I'm thinking, if I don't shower tonight, maybe I can use the natural skin oils to moisturize my eyelid. You know, really I have two options here. Either I look gross tomorrow, of which, like, I'm not going out, so it'll be fine. Who's gonna look at me? Or I continue to have the eczema, continue to scratch at it, then it will start to bleed because I'm scratching at it. The blood might get into my eyeball, it might get infected, and I lose my eye. That's, you know, listen, that's not going to happen. But it's kind of worst case scenario. Listen, I can either look ugly, or I can lose a body part. So I'm gonna test it and see. I'm gonna see whether or not that works tonight, because otherwise I have to go to the doctor. But tonight, I think I'm going to see if I can finish this, if I have the want, I guess, to finish it. Because I could continue to read, but the problem is, am I going to get tired of reading the rest of this? Unsure. And then we'll have that done, and I can give it back to the library. I'll only have one more book, and tomorrow I'll have 3 days to read a book in, which is good. I believe I could do that. Another thing that I just remembered that I don't really like about this book is that just after we enter a new part, like you would have just seen, we get an interlude section. And it's always from the point of view, I'm not gonna say any spoilers. I might say a slight spoiler, but it's always from the point of view of a slave who was recently turned into a vampire and ends up, I wouldn't necessarily say falling in love with this high society woman, but I would say, like, they're definitely using each other for comfort in a time when they're not at their best, let's say. There's this one section of the book where we get an interlude where it is the first time that this slave and this higher society woman are turning to each other for comfort. The first time, the book like specifically says that they're making love, which... And then the very next thing that we read outside of the interlude chapter is that same character 200 years later having sex with a different woman. And like the whole thing of like, oh, he loves her so much. And it's just really weird to put those two together. Like, okay, here's a chapter of him having sex with someone who he loves. And then here's a chapter of him having sex with somebody else who he loves. It's like, really? We couldn't have spaced those out a little bit more? We couldn't have, I don't know, just not included that? It just feels weird. It feels out of place. I don't like that. All right, it is, hold on, 11:30 at night, and I just finished The Ashes in the Star-Cursed King. Woohoo, I did it! So I have, not including today, because today's almost over, 3 days to read Emily Wilde's map of the other lands. And I think that I can do that. Am I gonna start it tonight? Unsure. I kind of want to hop into it. Honestly, I've been sitting here for hours reading The Ashes in the Star-Cursed King. But I'm also kind of like, what if I hopped into Emily Wilde right now? But I feel like there's not that much left to tell you about The Ashes in the Star-Cursed King. I didn't really like it, but it is the second book in a series, and there is going to be a third book, though the series is every 2 books focuses on a certain group of characters, and then the next 2 books will focus on another group of characters, and so on. And so the third book, which isn't out yet, but I just saw, today's the 14th, and it comes out the 19th. Absolutely insane that I did that. I did not even know. I'm interested in seeing what happens, especially because it focuses on other characters. I'm also interested because there was like a 1.5 that I didn't even know existed. And the characters were kind of like in the background of this. They were minor characters. And I'm kind of interested in seeing their story. I know my library has it, but it's currently checked out and it's not coming back until December. I want to read that eventually. I'm not giving up on the series, but this book in particular wasn't that great. But now I think I'm going to relax. My hair's crazy. I had my hood up originally because the back of my neck was getting cold. I'm gonna relax a little bit for the rest of the night. Just chill, but I figure I should probably end this vlog here. I think we're at 3 days of recording, so that's the time to do it. I'm definitely feeling better about the library books. I might even get some more so that they're available to me when I take these back. Maybe, we'll see. But that's going to be it for this video. Thank you for joining me on this journey, and I will see you in the next one for some thoughts on Emily Wilde, perhaps.